Hello Libra, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Okay. Put you there for a second. Let's do relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where needed. Page of Wands. Page of Wands. That's usually like a self-supporting, self-sustaining energy. Stop. I feel like the situation we're dealing with here, because there's something coming at you from the side, coming towards you. I got this fell out while I was shuffling. Mm-hmm. It feels like there's a situation here that just keeps lingering on, has a life of its own, doesn't seem to go away. Doesn't seem to be taken too seriously by you, but maybe annoying your partner. There's a card trying to push forward. The Three of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this is a situation you might do best to walk away from, even though it may be very slowly. You might want to start distancing yourself from a certain aspect of somebody who's around you. The one reason I feel like you may not be doing that is because this person isn't a bad person. I don't know if they're really crossing lines, but they might be. They might be. This seems to be affecting the whole reading that I'm getting here. If this is hitting with you, you have somebody around you that you like a lot, that shows you a lot of positive emotion. They like you. You got the Knight of Cups there. Like somebody has a very strong interest in you. It's just they have a strong interest in you. Because I'm getting, for some of you, this is the person that you're not attracted to them at all. You're not. And it's almost like you like the attention, but you don't feel it is a problem because you're not attracted to them. And you feel like that's not an issue. To you, it's not an issue because you're not attracted to them. But your partner seems unhappy about it, I just gotta say. And that's why I'm getting like the Knight of Pentacles with the Three of Wands is like slowly but surely you might want to start distancing yourself from this influence because I do feel like it's affecting your relationship. Even though it may be subliminal, there may not be direct talks about it, it is aggravating your partner is what I'm getting. Alright, now I feel like when I'm coming into this, I'm seeing the lovers for you spiritually, and they're highlighting this first off, saying that the love between you and your partner is something you're completely content, happy, secure in. And it's not like there's danger to the relationship in that sense. I just feel like it's making your partner unhappy, and I feel like once you realize how unhappy it's making them, you're going to... Because I feel like if the shoe is on the other foot, that's kind of how you're going to look at this. If the shoe is on the other foot, you'd want them to do the same and distance themselves from an influence that was making you unhappy. And that's why I feel like you may do this. Another thing about this situation, and it's really revolving around this situation, your partner has the Ten of Wands. It does bother them. It does weigh on their thoughts. Sometimes they do have that thought, what if? What if? Even though it doesn't make rational sense, it aggravates them. And it just kind of seeps into their thoughts every now and then because it's constant. Because it's constant is what I'm getting. To them it's constant. And it just every now and then they're like, what if? What if something is happening? And then they come back to, reality, and I don't feel like it's really a concern, but it just every now and then it just kind of bothers them. I don't feel like they're talking to you about it, especially with the Ten of Wands next with the Joy. They're acting like everything's fine. Oh, that's fine. Oh, haha, I don't care. It's fine. I don't feel like that's the truth. In truth, it bothers them. It really does. Even though they're like laughing and joking, I feel like every now and then you catch into it too. They seem like they're okay with it, but you're kind of like, are they really? No, I don't think they are. But Eight of Pentacles, they feel very grounded, very secure. There's a lot invested in this relationship. They don't feel you're going to leave them. They have no intention of leaving you either. They do love you, but they don't like that. And it does kind of chip at them. It does chip at them. It bothers them. Now, I'm noticing in their challenge position, they're trying to make this work. They just seem to try to accept that this person is in your life. You want this person in your life. They're not really a challenge to them. So they're trying to accept it. They got the Empress in their challenge position where they're just trying to, like, it's fine. They're just trying to choke down their own feelings. Like, that's not right. I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't be bothered by this. That's putting my partner in a weird position. It shouldn't be a problem. It does bother them. And this is a problem because they're not addressing how they really feel. They're pushing down their own feelings. They're denying their own feelings because they feel like it's not right, it's not fair, it's improper. But that's truly how they feel. And if that's how you feel, it doesn't matter if it's politically correct or not. If that's how they feel, it needs to come forward. It needs to be dealt with. It's not fair that somebody constantly feels this way, whether it's right or wrong, and they just have to keep choking it down and stuffing it down. If that's really how they feel, something needs to be done to address that, to make them feel better, to help them feel better. I feel like they're not bringing it forward because they feel like it's not fair that they feel that way, and that it's not fair what it would do to you. But in truth, it doesn't go away, and it just makes them feel, it devalues them. They feel that way. It's just how they feel. I often say it's not about having an emotion, it's what you do with it. So addressing that that's the honest emotion they have, that's important here. That at least, that's the very minimum that has to happen, and they're not doing that, is what I'm getting. When it comes to this situation, I also see, even though it seems to weigh on you every now and then, you seem to be aware that something isn't quite right. You got your challenge card. Your challenge card is the Fool. Just being optimistic. It'll be fine. Nothing's really that big a deal. Nobody's really bothered by it. Like, even when your partner seems a little annoyed, it seems like it just kind of like water off a duck's back, just kind of dust in the wind, I guess. I don't know what you want to say. Just kind of blows by, and it's like it's not a thought. I think it's more than that, though. That's the thing. But they're saying that's your challenge cards because you're overly optimistic about it. Like, it's not really a problem. I do feel like it bothers your partner, and it seems to be causing them sadness and disruption. They're trying to deny it, and I feel like that could bleed off into other things. And I don't know. I just don't feel like that's not good. That's causing something. That seems to be like one of those. It's like a seed of like a sumac or some type of plant that you don't want, and it's just like over in the back, and it's going to start sprouting and growing, and it's going to start taking things over like a vine. It may be just a seed right now, but it could branch into other things later. I feel like that's why this is coming forward. Right now, it's just a seed. Over time, it could become more, and I feel like that's the thing here. I don't know. I don't like how it feels. I feel like this person is choking back their feelings, and the more they choke it back, the worse it gets, the more resentment they have, even though they keep not wanting to have that. I feel like it's naturally starting to breed into resentment because they don't feel like they're allowed, or feel like they're not allowing themselves to express how they really feel. The Five of Pentacles here with you in the Harvest, I do feel there's a lack here. There's definitely a lack, but I feel like you want more from them. You want them to tell you more about how they really feel. I feel like you're waiting for them to tell you more about how they feel. And if it becomes a situation where they bring it forward to you, then the Harvest plays a part. Until that comes forward, though, you're not feeling like you really need to reap the situation or deal with the situation. I know that's weird for how these cards, but I feel like this is a lack. Like, you're not getting from your partner. And I feel like this is like, the Harvest is saying, don't wait for your partner to come forward. You have to bring this. You have to create the harvest. You have to create the conversation. Your partner isn't going to want to, I feel. They're still going to choke themselves back because they don't feel like it's right for them to have that feeling. I do feel like you have to bring this forward. You have to bring forward the situation. You have to bring the harvest to life. It's up to you to do that, to kind of bring this forward and see what your partner really feels. I don't feel like they're going to easily bring it forward because they're choking it back. They don't feel like they have the right to feel that way for some reason. The seven of Pentacles on your partner side, I feel like if you start a conversation with this, the first conversation, I don't feel like they're going to tell you how they really feel. I don't feel like they want to admit to themselves how they really feel. But the first conversation, I feel, is going to get them thinking, and it's going to start rolling around in their brain. And I feel like they're going to start, like, dealing with it very slowly. Because I feel like the way this really goes forward, if it's going to resolve, if you really want to start diminishing your connection with this adoration for your partner's benefit, I feel like every now and then you'll be spot checking. Every now and then when something happens and you get that little twinge, like, oh, maybe that was a little bit across the line, you'll just start spot checking with your partner. How did you feel about that? I'm sorry about this. I felt like that. I personally felt that was over the line. How are you? They might kind of be like, oh, no, it was no big deal. But over time, they'll be like, well, yeah, it was a little over the line, but I guess it didn't mean nothing. I feel like you'll start getting it out like that. It's going to be a slow progression is what I'm getting. Because it's going to go in phases. You got 9 of Wands on your partner side. It's going to go in phases. It's going to go slowly forward, but I do feel like it will get better. I get the farther you go, the more you spot check with them. You make sure, you're going to slowly find out how they really feel. They're slowly going to let themselves feel it. They're slowly going to admit to themselves how much they don't like it. And that's where you're going to strengthen your relationship. I feel like you're killing off that seed because you're getting rid of the problem. You're dealing with the problem. You're honing that relationship, but you're strengthening your relationship with your partner. It's going to take some work because I do see the three of Pentacles tells me you're more than willing to put the work in here. I don't feel like that's a question. You're more than willing to put that work in. This feels like more of a peaceful resolution. Instead of things going over time and then having a problem later on, like a big to deal with later, you're dealing with it now quietly, calmly, and it's moving things, it's smoothing things out. I do feel like if this goes optimally, this influence is fading back. I don't feel like they're completely going away. I do feel like the relationship is changing. I do feel like you're changing how they relate to you, and they're stopping or they're editing that behavior so that it's not a problem anymore, whatever that behavior is. I do feel like that's correcting. I feel like that relationship is more under control in the future, to where it's literally not bothering your partner because nothing inappropriate seems to be happening. Ultimately, and I know this is your goal anyway, this makes sense for me, for Libra, the 10 of Cups. I feel like the way you're handling this, if this goes forward the way it looks here, I don't feel like you have to completely cut this other person out of your life. I do feel them taking a less dominant role, but I also feel like you're helping that relationship evolve to a more palatable situation for you and your partner, to where it's not bothering your partner. I feel like you're able to keep this person around you, but the relationship has evolved. I feel like you're doing better with your partner. I feel like you're getting closer to your partner. And I do feel like things are starting to mesh better all together. I don't feel like there's any discontent. I feel like whatever the inappropriate behavior is, whatever's going on here that seems to be bothering your partner, I feel like that's being resolved. I feel like you're very happy with that. This is that feels like a Disney ending to me. Fairy tale ending. Your partner, what makes things better for your partner, this may seem a little funny. On the bottom here, they have the Devil card. Why this is in the better position is they need to admit to themselves how much they really don't like this, how much that really does bother them. That actually makes things better on its own, just because they need to admit to themselves how they really feel. And it needs to be dealt with. If you don't deal with it, if it doesn't come forward, you can't deal with it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you have a sore, but you have it covered up, and you don't see it, and it just keeps festering and festering. You can't heal something unless you give it air, you let it breathe. Then you can clean it out and deal with it. That's the first part. So them addressing, at least with themselves, and probably you at some point, that they're not happy. It doesn't have to be like a really bad, painful moment, but just the point where they have to address that I don't like this. At least I don't like this. That alone, that helps. The next thing I see coming forward is the 9 of Cups. Knowing that you're not willing to let the situation continue the way it is if it makes them that unhappy. You're willing to do something about it. You're willing to curtail it, even if it's slowly over time. That seems to be, first of all, them just addressing that they don't like it makes a big thing, but makes a big deal. But then you saying, well, let's change this, and it's going to take me a while, but I'm going to keep working at it. That makes the world of difference. They don't need the city built in a day. They just need it to be worked at, and if it slowly gets better, the fact that they, first of all, addressed it with themselves, and then it's improving after that, that's all they want. That's the victory they get from this. It doesn't have to happen in 2 minutes. It can happen over 2 years from what I'm getting. And as long as it keeps progressing and getting better, that's all they need. Done? Done. All right, so for those people it hit with, I just feel like it's just a situation that may seem like it's a non-issue, but I feel like over time it will become more of an issue is what I'm getting. And it's better just to get rid of it now. Not get rid of that friendship. I think it doesn't look like for most of you have to get rid of the friendship, but getting rid of the behavior that's a little bit questionable is what I'm getting. All right, let's do Libra singles. What do we have for single Libras? What's going on around Libra singles? What can they be more on the ball with? What can highlight to them? What can they see that maybe they're not seeing now? What is some information that they're not aware of that would maybe, if they did know it, help their lives and help them make more decisions? Single Libra. It's interesting how we're there's something about secrets going on here. That's my first thought, is like you have secrets that need to come forward. There's how many more do we need? I think we're good. There's a lot of cards popping out. Well, let me shuffle these. There's like, was there 6 face down cards? We got the 10 normal cards and 6 face down cards. I feel like secrets need to come forward. That's my first thought. Like secrets, bringing forward secrets. Authenticity popped out over here. Divine guidance coming at the bottom too. I feel like secrets need to come forward. And there's secrets going on around you. There's secrets here. I'm feeling secrets. You got the Empress in the past. You got the Star card in the center with the Nine of Wands. I feel like this is one of those situations where, while you have people who are interested in you, I do feel like you're trying to balance. Balance is a big thing for Libra, I know that, but there's more to it. It's almost like, I feel like it's like almost like a plate, and there's a pin in the middle, and there's all these people balancing this plate in different positions. If one person moves out of spot, the plate could tip. Like, I feel it's like that, and I feel like you're trying to create more supports in the center so people have more room to move. I don't know. It feels like this is a delicate situation currently. And I feel like you're trying to help people get along. There are some people you have interest in, but you're not sure exactly who to move forward with. It's almost like if I go forward with this one, then that one's going to be upset. It's like one of those things. It feels complicated. If this is hitting with you, I feel like this is complicated. I do feel like there's secrets. One way or another, there's secrets. And I almost think that some of these secrets, when I see this Three of Swords in your thoughts, it's not so much about being in the throes of heartbreak because it's in your thoughts. I feel like if you're not careful how you move forward, if you move forward with the wrong one, it could create heartbreak for somebody else. I also feel like there's somebody you are interested in. But again, I'm getting a Three of Swords with now I'm getting the High Priestess. There is somebody you're interested in. But there's some type of secret here that if you go forward with this one, if you're not careful how you do it, there could be a lot of hell to pay for it. All right, so let's keep going. Secrets. Over and over I'm getting secrets. Now, whoever this person is you're interested in, you're not only looking at it like, when can I go forward? You're kind of also like, if. It's kind of like this is one of those cards where it's like the fruit is on this tree, but is it ready to be picked? Sometimes the fruit stays on the tree so long that it goes rotten and you can't do anything with it anyway, or it falls off on its own and a critter gets it or somebody else gets it. And I feel like that's also the question here. How long can I wait before I pick this fruit? And if I wait too long, is somebody else going to grab it? Is this fruit even for me? 2 face down cards. The Chariot and the Ace of Wands. This person, they may not be as patient as you are. Somebody's coming towards you. But it's at the top here, so the question is when. When will they come towards you? Somebody already knows they want you. Somebody's already ready to move forward. And it's going to come as a complete No, I'm not. It's not a complete blindside. You know this person likes you. This person is coming at you, but it's a secret. This is like, you know this person likes you, and I feel like this is another thing with this heartbreak. You know this person likes you. It's not. No, it's not coming. It's not blindsiding you. It's not blindsiding you. I feel them coming forward to you on a very secretive level, but you know exactly how they feel. Very passionate, very strong. They're coming towards you, but it's a secret. Duh. That's why I keep saying secret. That's why I keep saying secret. Now, you got the Fool card with victory, and between the two of these cards, you have Justice face down. You do want to be with this person. You do like that this person is interested in you, but the Justice card coming in between, the Justice card is muted like this. It's just making me feel, while you do want this, and you do feel this could work out, how to make it work out, how to bring it forward, when to bring it forward is really difficult. You do want this. You definitely do want this. And the longer it goes forward, the more you want it, but the more you're questioning, when do I bring this forward? When do I talk about it? This other person, they've got judgment in their favor. They know you like them. They feel they're trusting you. Is that trust? They trust you. They're going to go along with this. It's up to you when it's time to bring it forward. They're trusting that you know what you're doing, that you know when the best time to bring this forward is, and judgment is in their favor. They do seem to like you a lot. Well, judgment is in their favor. They know that you like them a lot. They just trust that when you're ready, this will come forward. They will get what they want. They just got to be patient. They're willing to be patient for you. All right, so this is what we have at the bottom. More of this. This has been going on. I feel like secrets. I feel like this has been going on for a little while. You've got the Nine of Swords, you got the face down card, and you got the Grace. There's problems. There's problems around this situation. The face down card is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. Swords is not possible here. It's got to be Wands. That makes sense. You're going to have to defend the situation at some point. And I feel like you're biding your time. You don't want that to be a bigger fight than it has to be. I feel like the Nine of Swords is saying, if you weren't attracted to this person, this wouldn't be an issue. If this person wasn't attracted to you, this wouldn't be an issue. I feel like you secretly wish that this didn't happen. It's not that you don't want the passion, you just don't want the problems that come along with it. You're just gracefully trying to wait it out is what I'm getting. And I don't know if there really is a time where there's going to be no controversy, but there may be a time when there's less controversy. Okay, so we keep going forward. Queen of Swords pops in. You're going to have to start talking about this sooner or later. And I feel like you will. I feel you testing the waters. I feel like you're just trying to start hypothetical conversations, maybe. You're trying to find a way to get in there and find out, how is this going to play? Excuse me. And it's that bar pushed right up. I'm feeling like that's making you very uncomfortable, very nervous. You're just like, I feel like the cold sweats type thing, like, oh boy, I have to start this conversation. I have to find it. I have to find, where people stand with it. I have to see who's going to support me in this, who's going to be in direct opposition. The Queen of Swords is very smart communicator. Slowly and smart, in a smart way, in an intelligent way. There we go, an intelligent way. Let's use that. You're going to bring it forward. It's just sooner or later you have to anyway. Authenticity pops up here. I feel like you're trying to slowly bring this forward. I'm getting the Hanged Man with the Knight of Wands. Somebody else seems to get the jump on you on this. I feel like you're starting to talk about it. To be fair, I feel like when you're starting to talk about it, you're just doing these hypotheticals. I almost feel like it's hypothetical. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but you're just trying to find out how people feel. Like, what if this person starts seeing somebody? What if this? What if that? I feel like you're trying to be very intelligent about just seeing where people stand. I'm getting somebody gets the bright idea to find out what's actually happening with this person. I'm getting the Knight of Wands pops in with the Hanged Man. Like, the Hanged Man is you. Like, the situation comes full forward. What's happening? Somebody seems to figure it out. Somebody gets the information. The reason this is like this, where those cards are face down and you got authenticity, I'm feeling like the cat's out of the bag and you have no control. I don't feel like it's your partner or your potential partner coming forward, the person you end up with coming forward. I don't feel like it's them. Some third party figures it out, finds it out, and puts it right out there. And you're the Hanged Man. There's nothing you can do but just kind of weather the storm. I feel like once that happens, it's just about letting things simmer down, letting things calm down, and then going forward from there. I feel like you need to know, though, if this reading is hitting with you, if all this is hitting with you, somebody else is going to throw it out there for you. Once you start, and I feel like that's the trigger, once you start asking questions, seeing how people would feel if this happened or if that happened, it's going to trigger the event that brings it forward, and somebody's going to put it right out there for you. Somebody's going to put that information out there for you. I don't feel like it's the person you're interested in. I feel like it's someone else. So as long as you see that coming, you can maybe prepare for it. Once you start asking the questions, though, it's going to start taking a life of its own. You're just going to have to weather the storm. And I think that's where that's going to end. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.